Hey everybody, welcome back to another video of ours. He's Jake, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to take you into our brand new production van. It's Mobile Studio number 2 and there's a lot of exciting things to talk about. Jake, what do we have to talk about today?
So as Ryan mentioned, we are here outside of our brand new van and we're going to show you a little bit about what we did through the last few months and how we got it ready and operational. Before we get to that point, you remember it was bare, ugly walls inside, all metal, ugly floor. And with the help of our team and crew, the last 2 months, we were able to quickly build this thing and get it operational on the road to our first event, which was the Three Rivers Arts Festival in downtown Pittsburgh. And today, we're here going to show you inside. So let's go ahead and take a look.
There's a lot of familiar pieces of equipment in here because once we've tried it out and we love it, we're going to bring it over to production trailer number 2. So, as you can see, straight behind me is our state-of-the-art server rack. We have the same setup for the most part. We got the replay, the computer, our recorder, our switcher, and the Blackmagic ATEM system, which brings everything from fiber over to our switcher. Everything is basically the same because it's been tried and tested, so we thought we'd bring over a lot of the same equipment from the trailer into the van. A lot of the things that are updated are going to be some things that we've been needing inside of the trailer that we have inside the van now, like an updated network switch, much more faster, a lot more ports on there, so that's been updated here in the van as well as in the trailer, but because of the van, we had the opportunity to update that in the first place. Some of the newer things that we've gotten was this switchblade switcher over here, where previously what we've been doing was we've needed our main computer to be the switcher, but with this piece of technology right here for B Crew, this plugs directly into the network switch. It handles all the ATEM switching on its own, and this directly controls everything that we see on the ATEM switcher. So whenever we switch something out, it will switch on the switcher and then show in OBS. And that's a great segue into OBS itself. We're still using OBS. It is a great open source project for everything that a broadcaster or a small-time streamer will need. You can do graphics in it, inputs, NDI, everything that you need to get started out. It's a great open source program. There's a lot of people out there who develop so many great things for it. So if you need support on something, you know OBS will always have an answer to it. A lot of the same things that you've seen already. Our old Mackie switcher has come back into the trailer's eye here because it's tried and tested. We know it works. It's going to give our production van a great start up here, just like it did for us inside of our trailer. It's an amazing piece of hardware. Don't doubt analog. So now looking right above the Mackie audio switcher there is the same 3-play that you know and love, NewTek 3-play. This is Jake's best friend right here, the NewTek 3-play. It does some amazing work with 3-play. We got so lucky to be able to get one ourselves because we know ESPN and all the big time people use it. So we were lucky enough to have it be brought into our system. You do 2 replays off of it through the A and B, and then you can cycle through all these amazing inputs and you can play back before it gets sent back over here to the switcher. So, I mean, that's pretty much the basic rundown of the van. It's a lot similar to how we have things set up in the trailer. A lot of the same equipment because, like I said, again, when you know something works, you just want to keep on using it, especially when you have things like fiber. Blackmagic is definitely leading the industry with fiber there. So, this is the van.
There was a lot of thought that went into the design of the van, and that was to kind of maximize the most amount of people in the least amount of space. And we wanted to do that by keeping what we have in the trailer, everything on the driver's side wall, and kind of also allowing for some new aspects which we didn't have inside of the trailer. Since it's an enclosed trailer, we have now the option to add in our assistant producer seat right here. We put a swivel seat on the passenger seat of the vehicle, and now this can turn, and we're thinking a producer can sit here. We're gonna get like a little mobile work table here, and they can have clear line of sight over director and replay operator and kind of help keep the show going from over here. So for the second position we added is this fold down table. So the thought of this is we can have the other person kind of pull up over this side they can pull up a chair and work right here, and also be able to have communication with the director, replay op, and possibly producer. So in theory, this whole van can hold probably comfortably 4 people. We can probably fit another 5th person if we had to in the middle between the 2 director and replay op in the center here. But design aspect, server rack in the middle. This was different from what we did inside the trailer. Wall kind of separating the back half versus the front half. It's funny, Ryan gave me one task when building this van, and it was not to make it better than the trailer, because then he'd want to go work in the van. And I think everybody on our crew kind of agrees that the van is way better than the trailer. So I think that just comes from experience from us building the trailer and working in it for 3 years. We kind of knew what we wanted inside of the next project. So we use all of our thoughts and expertise from that 3 years and put it all into this van. So really maximize on space for storage. We're going to take you in the back and show you what we have back there. So on the outside of the van, this is where all the storage is for all of our cases and equipment. We'll walk you through everything here. Starting on the left side, we have an area for all of our audio cables, XLR, quarter-inch, RCA, anything audio related is on this left side. We left this with big enough space that we can be able to put tripods, cable ramps, anything leaning against the side of here, so that way it can stand up and fit inside. The next shelf going up is just another shelf for our Blackmagic ATEM boxes, another shelf up top for equipment, and then on going to the far right side is where we keep all of our spools for power, Ethernet, SDI, fiber, equipment like that. Middle shelf is where we're keeping our camera cases at. So we have 3 shoulder cameras inside of these cases, and on the bottom right shelf here is where our fiber spool is kept. And going to the middle of the van is where the server rack is mounted through the floor and pretty sturdy. So everything is built around this server rack. But the plan for this was so you can climb up in the back here and access the back of the equipment if you need to go move stuff around, patch stuff, route cables, stuff like that. So Ryan touched on what we have equipment on the front side. Going through the back side, you can kind of see the routing of all these cables. The NewTek 3-play up top, followed by our custom-built streaming computer, various fiber adapters, fiber cassette, fiber over XLR, fiber over ATEM. Basically everything kind of comes back to this area and gets routed where it needs to go. So another area that we use on the back of the van for storage are the doors. We kind of took full advantage of the real estate of these, put a hook wherever we can. This carries our SDI, HDMI, various USB. We got Ethernets, fibers in here, and stepping over to the other door is where we put all of our Edison and power cables to get us through whatever events we're doing. Now we're outside of the van here at the patch panel, and first things first, we're going to go over our connection points here. And this is power for the van. We ran the whole van off of 2 circuits. Circuit 1 powers the entire server rack, TVs, mainly all the equipment inside of the van is powered off of this one 20 amp circuit. And the other one is for the lights and AC or heat in the winter if we're using heat. So that's basically how we power the entire van off of 2 outlets when we show up to a venue in 2 different circuits. And continuing in connection world here is inside of our patch panel. And right here is where everything kind of goes back inside of the van for whenever we use it via SDI, Cat5, XLR send and return, HDMI send and return, and our very last one here, which is an MTP fiber, which carries all of our camera, audio, internet, data, everything back and forth from where we're at inside of the venue to where we're at inside of the van.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on this adventure with us. Hopefully you were able to see some new and exciting things here with our brand new van. We have a lot more coming up with it in the future, and I can't wait to take you on those adventures with us. Jake, what do you have to say for our friends before we head out?
Well, thank you for watching as always. We try to get to the likes and comments and questions and emails. We love to help out in the community as much as we can in the video world. So if you have anything, drop them down below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.